Good morning, you're Devin Spites. And Mr. Spites was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the third-degree felony offense of theft of property. I've received that pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the report?
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any additions or corrections?
Not to the information. I would like to be heard on the recommendations of the judge.
Well, let's start on the fact that he denied it. So he denied the offense. So I'm not sure about accepting the plea agreement. So I don't know if you want to visit with him about that statement and what he meant or didn't mean by that. But we'll talk about the recommendations once either, he pled guilty, so he can't not take responsibility now. Do you want me to hold it for a minute while y'all go over that and visit about it?
I can speak with him about that.
Okay, I'll hold it.
Judge, I had on my file, even though it doesn't reflect.
Well. All right, again, you're Devin Spites. And so now that everybody's had an opportunity to visit about the pre-sentence report, Ms. Hawkins, is there anything? Anything you want to add? Sorry. That was
I spoke to Mr. Spites outside. He informed me that he was nervous in his interview, but he is taking full responsibility for what he has pled to the theft, and he has advised me that he understands that he is guilty.
Okay.
He doesn't really know why he said that other than just nervous.
okay.
As far as the recommendations, Your Honor, the recommendations do include ISF. Judge Mr. Spites he's not from Jefferson County. He doesn't live in Jefferson County. He does not frequent Jefferson County. And I do want to bring to the court's attention, the only reason we are before you in this court is because the penal code does allow jurisdiction in the counties where a person has stolen goods. So he was pulled over going down I-10, passing through Jefferson County. I think that's important because what his actions did was they did not affect the people of Jefferson County in a direct way. And I think that's something that should be considered when placing someone on community supervision in the community where they are charged with a crime. I think it's important that his actions did not occur in Jefferson County in this case. He has a delicate situation right now, Judge. He has 5 children who are very, very small. I think 3 of them are babies, they're still infants. Additionally, as the PSR shows, he has pending cases in Fort Bend right now. He's going to court on those cases. He's dealing with those. I think having him in ISF is going to create much more of a stressful situation for him in providing for his children and dealing with those cases and resolving everything he has going on than it would to help him. And I think the point of community supervision is to help the people who enter into it. He's willing to do all the other conditions of community supervision, the drug testing and all that. I think that ISF was recommended partially because of him admitting to marijuana use. He's willing to.
If I test you this morning, you gonna have it in your system? Have a seat in the jury box. Let's check you. Then we'll go forward. All right, so Mr. Spites tested positive for THC, and so obviously sometime within the last 30 days or so, he's used marijuana, because typically that's how long, which means that he used marijuana after he pled guilty on a felony. He pled to an enhanced second degree. I've got pages of criminal history here. And you would think, Mr. Spites, that based on what Ms. Hawkins is telling me about your family situation and your children, that you would be able to figure this out on your own and stay clean so that you didn't, number one, go to prison. I don't even have to accept this plea agreement. I mean, you've got 3 prior convictions, a state jail felony from 2019, from 2019, credit debit card abuse from 2021, and then an unlawful possession of a firearm in 22. None of those cases did you receive probation, which is probably why Ms. Malfino made that offer to try to get you on the right track. And Ms. Hawkins did a great job of getting you a probation offer on your case or cases.
If I may,
Yeah.
part of the reasoning behind that offer that Ms. Hawkins and I discussed was that jurisdictional type issue that she addressed with the court, and also the fact that there ended up being no restitution that's owed to any individual.
Okay, and I appreciate that argument that Ms. Hawkins made, but it's also important, and I would hope that other judges in other counties would find it just as important, that if you're going to get charged, wherever you're going to get charged, that they take into consideration that just because you didn't steal from someone in our county, you stole from someone in some county, right? And so we got you here, but somebody's a victim, and it's important to me, and hopefully important to every judge in the state of Texas, that we kind of look out for each other in each other's counties. So I get that you were just traveling through, probably lucky that we got you, because who knows what would have happened at that point if you ever would have gotten caught, and that's not fair no matter what county the crime is actually committed in. Does that make sense? Based on everything that is being offered to you and what the pre-sentence talks about with regard to drug usage, the only way I'm going to go forward with this is with some inpatient ISF up front. So it's not necessarily meant to be a punishment. It will probably feel like it a little bit, but if you're going to be successful in the rest of your life and be there for your children, then you got to figure out how to stay clean and make some better decisions. So that's what's going to happen today. Any reason not to go forward with sentencing at this point?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
Just my only concern with that is the other pending cases in Fort Bend and Jason County. I don't know if I simply take it.
What are the court, or do you represent them in Fort Bend?
Not
And
Fort Bend, Judge, no. I have his attorney's information up there.
and what about the Harris County,
I do represent
that
him.
evading?
I do represent him in Harris County.
I just don't, trying to think of logistically, because I mean, one thing that I can do, I'm just not inclined to let Mr. Spites walk out today on a probation when he tests positive with this kind of history and with technically 4 felony cases pending in 3 different counties. So,
I have to ask Judge, my next question was going to be, is there typically a report date that could be given for ISF from the attorney's
No.
office for it?
Nope. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to order it. And then once he's in custody, if you'll let obviously Harris County know that he is in custody. And if they will put a hold on him and come get him, I'll release the ISF hold while he goes and takes care of with that. Same thing with Fort Bend. But then if those are going to be probations or whatever happens, we'll put our hold back on once he's gone. So that when he finishes those counties, we've still got him for ISF. Sometimes what happens if that process takes a really lengthy time, then potentially if I feel like it's a good enough time, then I can hold that at abeyance at that point and require something like JCDI, which is outpatient. But based on the positive drug screen today and based on this criminal history and what all is pending, he's not walking out of here today. So we'll do it that way. If you'll get with his attorney in Fort Bend County, the sooner they get something set and get a hold on him, the better. Okay, that way he can get transferred, get those cases taken care of.
And I'll reach out to those DA offices, Judge.
Perfect.
Maybe with the court's order, they would be willing to negotiate their
Something
cases.
quickly.
Yes.
So, Mr. Spites, I'm going to find that you previously entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 5 years. You're ordered to pay a $500 fine. There is no restitution. And you're ordered to enter and successfully complete. Mr. Spites, talk to her in a minute. Just listen to what I'm saying, okay? You're ordered to enter and successfully complete the substance abuse track of the ISF program. And if you do all of this, this is a great opportunity for you. I know it doesn't feel like it today, but you have a great opportunity in this case, number one, without another felony conviction, and to be able to serve any sentence while you're out on probation. I want you to make sure you understand, though, what the consequences could be if you violate this probation. So if you choose to smoke marijuana again, or not show up for an appointments, or whatever it is, then you're looking at not just a sentence of the theft of property, which is the 3rd-degree felony. You pled to an enhancement, which means if you violate, you could be found guilty and sentenced to prison for anywhere between 2 years and up to 20 years. So I'm trying to keep that from happening and give you some tools so you can be successful. I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement. I followed it, and so you've waived your right to appeal. You can go back with the bailiff. Ms. Hawkins can visit with you back there, okay? Yes, sir?
Okay. The fact that, okay, all right, y'all taking me in. That means like I can't get out from here. How can I get out so I can be able to handle court then?
We're gonna let them know that you're in custody, and they'll come transfer you over there from our custody.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to understand. Okay, if I'm on bond with them, like how would that work?
Ms. Hawkins can explain it to you, okay? All right, you can go back with the bailiff. Thank you, Ms. Hawkins and Ms. Morfino. Yes.
Yes.
Give me just a second to pull this up properly. All right, you're Chad Cracknell,
Yes, ma'am.
and Mr. Gertz, will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
He will, Judge.
Mr. Cracknell, you're charged in cause number 22-39948 with a 2nd-degree felony. The state has elected to proceed on the lesser offense of a Class A misdemeanor, solicitation of prostitution, under Section 43.02. And how do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And because you did what they've charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
And so I'm going to, just to make sure, based on our previous discussions, the charge is from 2021, and the law that would be in place at that time would be from the code, I guess, that we have dated 19 and 20, where there's been some changes in the level of the offenses of solicitation of prostitution, and the lesser included offense at that time of solicitation of prostitution, well, the offense of solicitation of prostitution at that time was a Class A misdemeanor, which is why that is what we are referring to and pleading to at this time, which is a lesser of the offense that he's been charged with, which is for a child under 15. Correct, everyone?
Under 18, but
Under
yes.
18, I'm sorry.
Yes, that's
Same.
correct.
Okay. And so, Mr. Cracknell, I have here on the tablet some documents that have your signature on them that the state's marked as Exhibit Number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Gertz?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a 2-year deferred probation, so you'd be on probation for 2 years. You're ordered to pay a $500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
State Tenors Number 1,
Judge, we have no objection.
it's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Cracknell is not competent?
No, Judge, but can I put something on the record about
Sure,
that, please?
of course.
Mr. Cracknell's father is here with him. The court, a different court, has appointed him as his guardian, as Chad's guardian, in part because of some mental health limitations that he has. He's competent, he's lucid, he understands what I'm talking about, but I've also discussed all of this with his father, who's his guardian, and he understands everything that we've talked about. He understands what the offer is, he understands what the potential consequences are, and we thoroughly discussed it with Chad. He understands how serious this is. He understands that the court can put him in jail up to a year. if he violates his probation. And one of the reasons we're doing this, and his father and I have agreed to this offer that we think is a very good offer from the state, is that for the last 4.5, 5 years that Chad's been out on bond, he's been doing everything that the court has ordered him to do. And so we feel confident in his ability to follow the court's rules on probation.
Could have had probation done and over with without all the legal wrangling. But anyway, thank you for that,
I've been
Mr.
asking for a
Gertz.
while, Judge. I've been asking for a while.
And thank you, sir, for being here. And just for the record, your name is?
Chad Cracknell.
And Mr. Cracknell, you've gone over all of this with Mr.
Yes.
Gertz, like he said, and with your said Chad, and understand and believe that he also understands everything that he's signing, understands what the consequences are with the probation, and if he violates it.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. All right. Then, is there any reason to get a pre-sentence report?
No, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Cracknell, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to waive the pre-sentence report, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 2 years. You're ordered to pay that $500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. If you do that, this is a great opportunity because you don't have a conviction on your record. And if you successfully complete the probation, the case will actually be dismissed at the end. You'll never have this conviction. The other side of that, though, is if you violate any condition of probation, you don't follow the rules with probation, you can come back to court, I can find you guilty, and you could go to the county jail for up to 1 year. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then, I'm going to hand you, oops, let me get that printed.
I've got it filled out. Okay, thank you.
I'm going to hand you the trial court certification in just a minute that shows this was an agreement that I followed, so you waived any right to appeal. And then you'll just need to have a seat as soon as I hand that to you. You can have a seat here in the courtroom, and the lady that's at that desk right there is with probation. She'll call you up when she's ready to go over all of your paperwork.
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gertz. Here's your, Mr. Gertz, there's your,
Thank you, Judge.
thank you. And then we'll figure out, Ms. Werner, I'll help you do whatever we